Hey everyone, welcome to my brand new channel. My name is Angus. I am envisioning to use this channel as a way to track my track driving. I want to see if I'm making improvement or if I'm getting slower or being stagnant. And I'm also hoping that this will be a place for beginners to go to, because my setup is very much beginner and I don't have a lot of mods in my car, and I hope that, you know, if other people are seeing me going out there tracking, that, you know, it would inspire them to track their car, whatever they have, whatever kind of mods they have. Just take your car out on the track, because I guarantee you are going to have a lot of fun. And so I am making this video because I've never recorded myself as far as timing or lap time is concerned. A little bit about myself: I've only been tracking the car for 1 year, so that's about 7 to 10 days, I forget. So I think I'm still very much a beginner. And this January, I want to set a reference lap time, so that I could use that lap time to gauge how I am progressing for the rest of the year. And what I'm thinking in my head is that for every, at least in the beginning stages, for every 5-second interval of improvement that I make, that's when I can make the next set of upgrades. Otherwise, if I'm throwing upgrades onto the car right now, I don't think I'm going to learn anything. I don't think I'm going to go any faster, because I don't know what I'm doing. And if I am going faster, it will just be the upgraded parts. It won't be me. So that's what I'm thinking right now. Set a reference lap, whatever lap time this is, the next 5-second interval, and every 5-second interval after that, that's when I'll make my, you know, next set of upgrades. Now, I understand that as I get faster and faster, if that becomes the case, those 5 seconds interval will be very difficult to accomplish. So I will adjust my sort of like my upgrade interval later on. But for now, 5-second interval, that's going to be my next upgrade for the car. And as far as upgrades are concerned, this is a Honda S2000, model year 2000. So this is an AP1. I don't have a lot of crazy mods here, to be honest. The major mods that I can think of that is more track oriented is going to be a set of coilovers. I'm on the FPX long stroke coilovers from the Sake Bomb, 14K up front, 12K in the rear. And I have some 200 tread wear tires. I've got what do I have? I have Hankook RS4s, 225s up front, 255s in the rears, and I am stagger because I kind of want to offset the oversteer nature of this car to make it a little bit more understeer, and hopefully make the car a little bit more well balanced for my taste. I think as someone who's trying to learn, I prefer understeer stability versus snappy oversteer. Other than that, I'm on Project New club racers, brake pads, and some endless brake fluids. As far as engine is concerned, no modification to the engine. I prefer OEM reliability over a little bit more power. So that's about it. So with that being said, let's go over to the reference lap that I am going to set myself. Hope you enjoy it. So there it is. My reference lap at Thunderhill East is a 2 minutes and 20 seconds 0.9, I think, or 0.09, I think. If I remember wrong, I'll just like put it in the text in the video. And I consider Thunderhill as my sort of home track. It's the one that I have the most experience with, and so I think it makes sense for me to set a reference lap on that track. And like I said earlier, I will be using my future lap times to compare against what I did in January. And if I'm going faster, if I'm going slower, I'll be able to reference that as well. And to be quite honest with you, so that lap you just saw, it was the last session of a very frustrating weekend. I'll have another video for that. But that was the last session of the day, and I felt a little bit tired. Also, I felt that I just wanted to go home at that point. And I definitely feel like I had a little bit more time in me, and I didn't know that at the time, because as you saw in the video, whenever I am tracking the car, at least right now, I am not keeping my eye on the lap time because I find that to be too distracting. So I turn my phone away from me towards the passenger side. So I didn't see my lap time. But going through the data and going through the video, I found 2 other laps that, had I completed them, and if I didn't abort them, they would have been faster than the 220 that you just saw. So this first lap I'm about to show you is going to be the lap immediately after the 220 lap. But unfortunately, the checker flag came out, and I had to abandon it. So enjoy. one more lap to show you, and this was from earlier in the day, and just like the last one you saw, I had to abandon it, but for a different reason. There was a faster car coming up behind me. Again, I wasn't looking at the time. If I knew I was doing that time, No, even if I knew I was doing that time, I wasn't going to hold somebody up. So I think for this lap, I was at turn 11, whatever the last turn is at Thunderhill East. After finishing the turn, I was on the front straight, and there was a car behind me, and he was much faster than I was. So I didn't want to hold him up, so I gave him a point by. And then when I went to review the footage, that's when I realized that I was actually on pace to have my quickest lap of the day. But that's okay. I can always set a faster time next time. The last thing I want to do is hold somebody up, because I'll make another video, but being stuck behind somebody else slower than you and you're not getting a point by, it's very frustrating. So I wasn't going to be that person, so I abandoned my lap. But regardless, here it is. And that's it. So I was able to do what I wanted to do in January of 2025, and that was to set a reference lap. Now, the fastest completed lap that I was able to do was a 2:20. That's going to be my reference time, even though I was on pace to do a 2:19 and a 2:18. I'm not going to use those because, hey, something could have happened that, I don't know, maybe I would misshift, or I would mess up that one final corner. So even though I was on pace to do a 2:19 and 2:18, I'm not going to be using those. So my reference time is 2:20. And also, like I said, I felt that I had more time in me. And I actually find that to be very encouraging, because when I finished the 220 lap, I immediately thought that I could do a little bit better. There were areas on the track that I could do a little bit better. So I am looking forward to the next time going on the track, and I will share that with you as well. And hopefully, you know, if you're following me, and I hope that you are, that I will see you on the next time I go to the track. So with that being said, I wish you all, can I still say Happy New Year? Because technically I'm shooting this in January. I don't know when you'll be watching it, but this is technically January, so I'm gonna say Happy New Year. And I wish you all good health, and yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys on the track the next time. Alrighty, I'll see ya. Bye bye.